Another day, another injury. It seems like nowadays when I watch an NBA game, I'm crossing my fingers that these guys don't get injured instead of laying back and enjoying the game. This is just getting absolutely ridiculous. We have another victim, which is Kevin Durant, who is now suffering from a left thigh contusion. He had to leave the game today early, and it looks like he is going to be out for an extended period of time. We do not know what that time span is going to look like, but I can imagine that he's probably not going to be playing the next couple of games, and that they're going to take this with the seriousness that it needs to be dealt with. Before we get into today's video, yo, what is up guys, this is your boy and I'm back here giving y'all another banger. And since I'm giving y'all another banger, if y'all could go ahead and drop a like on this video, it'd be much appreciated, and please subscribe if you enjoy basketball content. But let's get into today's video, which is going to be talking about Kevin Durant. And yes, he has just gotten injured. It was just given out by Shams. He said that Kevin Durant had to leave the game and he has been injured with a left thigh contusion. Now I do want to wish Kevin Durant a speedy recovery because you hate to see the best NBA players injured, and he is one of the premier players in the entire league. So for that, I am hoping that Kevin Durant does recover from his injury and he does take the necessary requirements in order for him to get healthy, which I know he will. But man, it really does seem like these players are just getting injured all the time now. You have LeBron James out, you have Anthony Davis out, you have Kevin Durant out, you have James Harden out, you had Joel Embiid out for a little bit. You also have Donovan Mitchell out, who is now injured. It just seems like these NBA players are getting injured all the time now, and it really does feel like you start to ask, was this season worth it? Trying to fix 72 games into a 4.5-month span, and players are getting injured left and right. Obviously, we know what happened to Jamal Murray. Shout out to my man Jamal Murray. I hope he has a speedy recovery. But man, you just watch these NBA players go out and they are just getting injured all the time now. I really do have an issue with so many back-to-backs and how many games they're playing in such a short time span. I believe one of the teams had to play like 6 games in 8 days, or like 5 games in 7 days. It was something like that. It was around that type of period. And you just start to ask yourself, that is so much high leverage basketball, because the NBA is very fast paced and it's very athletic. They do not call it a young man sport for no reason. It is a young man sport and it is very athletic, and you are going to be moving up and down that court fast. So with all these injuries coming out, it does make sense because there are so many games being played in such a short amount of time that it's not really allowing these players to recover properly. I feel like they're not even being able to practice the way they want to because they're so exhausted from playing so many games in a consecutive fashion. And you do have to ask yourself, is this all worth it? Now let's really focus in on Kevin Durant, because that is what we're talking about today, which is Kevin Durant being injured. Man, this could potentially be a huge blow. Now, we don't know how long Kevin Durant is going to be out. That is still a timetable that needs to be set, and we are not sure when we're going to see Kevin Durant back on an NBA court. However, if Kevin Durant is out for multiple weeks, then this is absolutely disastrous. At some point, these players do need to play, especially the Brooklyn Nets, if they want to win a championship. Kevin Durant has to play if they want to win, and James Harden does have to come back if they want to win a championship. And people always say the Brooklyn Nets are going to win the championship because their big three is just so unstoppable, but if they're not playing, then there's no big three to even begin with. And I am starting to have my doubts of whether or not they're going to be 100% healthy and have that proper chemistry in order to win a championship. Again, it's a little bit more than just having the right pieces. You also have to have the chemistry and have the teamwork in order to win a championship. It is not an individual award, and you're not going to just win it on talent alone. So overall, this could be catastrophic when it comes to Kevin Durant's chances at winning an NBA championship, because if he's out, then it drastically reduces the Brooklyn Nets' chances of winning an NBA title. And again, what happens if Kevin Durant goes out there and during the playoffs he can't play that many games in consecution, because you can't load manage during the playoffs because it's the playoffs. Each game is too important. So what happens when Kevin Durant starts playing a string of games and then he gets injured? Is Kevin Durant now an injury-prone player? I think that's also something that needs to be addressed, because if Kevin Durant continues this injury history, then it's definitely going to be possible to have the fact that he is an injury-prone player, and you might not be able to win with a player who is always in and out of the lineup. There has to be some level of consistency when it comes to the Brooklyn Nets, and if they can't get healthy enough and in the right amount of time, then they're not going to be able to win a championship this season. So again, I just think it's concerning how many minutes the Brooklyn Nets big three is going to actually play, because again, chemistry does matter, and if they're going to try to beat the Los Angeles Lakers, it is going to be a big task to do that with absolutely no chemistry. So again, I do hope Kevin Durant does get healthy again, because I want to see the best players playing, and he is one of the best players. So I do hope him a speedy recovery, but man, you do start to look at the Brooklyn Nets and you start to ask yourself, do they really have enough this season with LaMarcus Aldridge retiring, James Harden is now injured, Kevin Durant is now injured? Do they have enough this season to actually win it? And I'm just really starting to have my doubts about that. But that's all I have for you guys today. Thank you guys so much. If you listened this far, please drop a like on the video, it'd be much appreciated, and please subscribe if you enjoy basketball content. I will be starting live streams very soon, so I hope you guys do tune into that. I will let you guys know approximately when I am going to start live live streaming and what times to check in and things like that, but I do want to get the live streaming set up and everything first before I actually go out and start trying to make content. So I'm gonna focus on the back end of the live streaming and everything, so you guys can look forward to new content coming towards this channel and you guys can enjoy basketball content on this channel. But without further ado, guys, I am out. Peace.